Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's session on scientific importance of yoga. This session carries a special significance as it is in continuation with the ongoing journey of IDY Celebrations 2023. So it will go on throughout the month of June to celebrate the International Day of Yoga. To commence this journey and these festivities, we are privileged and to have the presence of Professor R. Elangovan, a renowned yoga professor and the former registrar of Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University. Accepting our invite, and we are very grateful to you for your kind acceptance of the invite. I also welcome Mohammad Tayyab Alam Sir, Communication and Documentation Officer, Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga. We are grateful to you for your kind presence and your valuable inputs. As per the tradition of the Institute, we will begin the session with prayers. Astu ma sadgamaya tamso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I again welcome the speaker of the day, Professor R. Elangovan, former registrar of Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, Tamil Nadu. Sir, we are very grateful to you for your kind presence and willingness to share your valuable inputs and insights and experiences on yoga. We are very grateful to you. And I now would like to request Mohammad Tayyab Alam Sir to kindly introduce the speaker of the day and begin the session.
Thank you, Dr. Suman. Good evening, everyone. Respected Dr. Elangovan Sir, Professor, Retired Secretary, Tamil Nadu State Chapter Committee, Indian Yoga Association. Sir has over 39 years of teaching experience in school, colleges, and universities, and has served in various roles such as convener, committee member, registrar in charge, finance officer in charge, controller of examination in charge. So was the first officially appointed yoga professor in government and deemed universities of Tamil Nadu, and the first recipient of delete honorary in physical education and yoga from foreign university in Tamil Nadu. Sir has played a key role in establishing exclusive yoga colleges, introducing yoga courses in affiliated colleges, and starting MPhil and PhD programs in yoga. Sir has been actively involved in infrastructural development and has served in various committees and associations, including being a patron of NAP's apex body of NAC. Dr. Elangovan Sir has produced more than 43 PhD, guided over 130 MPhil awardees, 290 PG holders. Sir has authored several books, published numerous articles, organized international and national conferences. Sir has also delivered many lectures worldwide and received many awards and recognition for his contribution. Above all, Dr. Elangovan Sir has very close association with Morarji Desai Institute of Yoga, and as well as our dynamic director, Sir, Dr. Ishwar Basavaraddi, Sir. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Sir, the Friday webinar has started since 2020, and since then so we are inviting many experts from diverse fields diverse field for this webinar, sir. This is the 140th webinar. Uh, the webinar is quite popular in different social media platforms. Students, faculty, and the staff of the institutes. With these few words, now I would like to invite today's esteemed speaker, respected Dr. Elangovan sir, to elaborate on today's topic. In fact, excellent topic because there's so many researches is going on evidences of evidences of yoga, scientific evidences of yoga. Researches are available in different platforms, and today we are quite fortunate enough that one of the prominent experts from the fraternity of yoga will highlight some points on today's important topic, scientific importance of yoga. Sir.
Hari Om. Thank you very much for your nice introduction.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank teaching or training or coaching. You have abundant opportunities in sports, or that is yoga tourism, yoga marketing, healthcare, yoga center directors, data analysis, data scientists, artificial intelligence experts, and also enormous opportunities in the field of the startups in yoga. So you are very fortunate that you yourself promote your blissful state, but you are helping a lot for the world, for its betterment. With these words, let me get into my topic. Please, Suman. Scientific importance of yoga that we are going to see. So it is for your kind information that I gathered this knowledge, not a mere 1 or 2 years. but for so many years I collected, and by experience I am sharing with you. Next slide. Suman,
Okay, it seems that the slide stopped running there. Give me 1 second. Let me reshare it.
it is for your kind information. Suppose if you want to call a subject, whichever might be, you might have known that in ancient times there was only one subject, that was philosophy. All other branches came later into existence. So if a subject is to be called as a science, there are 5 parameters that you have to keep it in your mind. One is it should fulfill the parameters like universality, skepticism, ethical connections, and also disinterestedness and the communality. These 5 aspects that you have to fulfill if your subject is to be called as a science. Next, please, next slide. For example, if yoga is to be called as a science, it should be universal. That means, do you accept that throughout the world it is being followed? Definitely. More than 200 countries are embracing. Out of 254 countries, 200 countries, they are embracing yoga. They accept yoga is for goodness. Out of 811 crore people, 230 crore people are doing yogic practices in one way or other. So it is accepted as a universal subject. And if a subject is to be called as a science, it should have its own doubtfulness. Whether yoga would be helpful for cancer patients, whether yoga would be helpful for pregnant women, these thoughts we have to have always. Then comes do's and don'ts. If yoga is to be called as a subject, science subject, it has its own do's and it should have its own don'ts. And the next concept is it has its own magicness. It produces good results. So I have done yoga. My diabetic state is in control. Like that, some magicness you have to have. And also you should produce equal opportunities to all, whether men or women or poor or rich, whatever, whoever might be. So these 5 parameters, any subject is to be called as a science, it should fulfill these factors, and yoga, I think you accept it is a science. Next slide, please. So I will bring it to your kind attention. The recent health status of Indians, they are not good in act. It has its own alarming and apprehensive state. 89% of the Indians are stressed. 2 out of the 3 deaths in India due to non-communicable diseases. And 27.4 Indians are smokers. 30% of the Indians have hypertension. It will be 44% in 2030. And also 40% of the heart failure cases are in India. Globally, 90%, that is 50% obesity will be in 2023. And also it will get increased in 2035. So many problems will be because of these facts. Next slide. And as you know very well, 17 crore people, they have their own diabetic retinopathy. Cancer is increased by 12.8% in India. 5.5 crore people are affected by dementia globally. Among that, approximately 1 crore from India. 35 students commit suicide daily in India. 1.5 crore kids are drug addicts. 53% deliveries are cesarean in India. 97 crore people are affected by mental disorders globally. Out of that, 20 crore are from India. And 35% increase during COVID pandemic period. So improper diet leads to so many deaths. And to 25.5 crore disability life that we come across annually. 9 crore Indians only are health conscious. It is for your kind information out of 141 crore people. Next. Next slide.
Hello.
Next slide. Next. 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 So there are special features. I wish to bring it to your kind attention. Next slide. There are scientific benefits of yogic practices. Next slide. I want to quote here. There are so many benefits only by this Pavanamuttasana series, if you come across. Then you can imagine how much benefits are for asanas, pranayamas, and meditation. Suppose if you do the rotations, stretching, what we call Pavanamuttasana series, or joint freeing exercises, or colloquially in sports, what we call warm-up activities, it increases the synovial fluid. These stretch ligaments and tendons, promote immunity, power, and brain function, flushes out excess free radicals, thickness of quality cartilage improved, flush out excess calcium oxalate solidness, ease muscle tension in the legs, help prevent falls and to wake up muscles. Sympathetic tone is not raised, cardiac nerves are not irritated, massage for internal organs. So many benefits are mere these stretching and rotations. Then you imagine the other aspects. Next, please. Next. These are all the, due to time constraint and restrict, these are all the benefits of Surya Namaskar and asanas. You can get it from Suman later. Next. 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 So many benefits. Only one thing I want to tell you here. Suppose if you do yogic practices, your cell, before that, your soul will get purified. If the soul is purified, your genes will get activated. Proteins will be perfected. It produces the stabilization of the hormone secretion. In turn, that it will activate your blood flow. If the blood flow is good, then you can have cellular health. If your cells are in good condition, your life also will be good. So there are so many benefits scientifically in yoga. Next. Next. So here you see certain images that I could bring it to you. Yogic practices enhance gray matter, what you call the dark portions, and also that is needed for cognition, and white matter for communication, that is light colored, what we call fibers, nerve fibers, and also freshen and renew gray matter and white matter in the brain, and it could remodel itself. Yogic practices enhance white matter integrity to avoid depression, the number one reason for ill health. And also depression is caused by low secretion of mood elevating hormones, particularly serotonin. Next. And here you can see yogic practices promote neurogenesis, the process of nurturing neurons. You can see the stem cell. It becomes matured cells, what you could come across. Heavy alcohol consumption affects neurogenesis, that you can understand easily. Next. Yogic practices purify caudate nucleus and amygdala. You can see the greenish part is known as caudate nucleus, and a small maroon beans-like part, amygdala. Both are meant for stabilizing your emotional behavior. If you do regularly the yogic practices, you can keep caudate nucleus and amygdala in the perfect condition, so that you can have proper emotional behavior. Next. Yogic practices balance the segregation of oxytocin and its interconnectivity with other mood elevating hormones such as dopamine and serotonin, which is meant for social behaviors such as intimacy, love, or mother child bonding, mainly in the medial prefrontal cortex of the brain. So, when you do yogic practices, it perfects the stabilization and the balanced segregation of oxytocin. Next. Yogic practices control the form and pressure of the cerebrospinal fluid, what we call this Kundalini Shakti. The cerebrospinal fluid perfects yogic practices are needed for its quality-oriented performance. Yoga helps a lot for the proper shape and form and pressure of cerebrospinal fluid so that you can have a very blissful state. Next. So diminished number of neural connections in prefrontal cortex that leads to schizophrenia. Yogic practices avoid diminution. So when you do yogic practices, neurotransmitters, interconnective concepts will be in a perfect state. Next. So there is a technique called as optogenetics. It is very popular in states. It is a technique that uses light to erase bad memory and to enhance good ones by controlling neuron activity. Yoga acts as the natural process of optogenetics. Optogenetics is like a surgery method to remove your bad memories. So you have to spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees. So in order to avoid that, when you do yoga, naturally you will get the optogenetic state of concepts. Next. So there are three genes: period gene, timeless gene, and a double gene. They are very much needed to control what we call circadian rhythm, that is biological clock. It leads to what we can see obesity and also what is called autism. Yogic practices which are very essential to overcome and purifying those genes. Next. So hypothalamus maintains nerves and hormones, different parts of the body in a stability and balanced state. Homeostasis, it is very much needed to reverse aging. So yoga helps in this regard. Next. And also you can come across balanced segregation of dopamine that leads to creativity, movement, learning, behavior, and motivation. When you do yogic practices, the mood elevating hormone dopamine keeps in perfection so that you can promote yourself in creativity and other conscious movements, learning, behavior, memory, etc. Next. So hippocampus is a brain structure that is embedded deep in the temporal lobe of each cerebral cortex. It is an important part of the limbic system, a cortical region that regulates behavior, moods, willpower, learning, and cognitive mapping and memory. Yogic practices promote the greater gray matter volume and the blood flow of hippocampus. Hippocampus is very essential for the cognitive and knowledge acumen. Next. Now, you know very well about the vagus nerve. So when you do yogic practices, it promotes vagus nerve that helps to reduce heart failure and also promotes gut-brain axis and also improves blood flow through the kidneys, help lower inflammatory responses. So yoga is very essential. Next. So diaphragmatic breathing is very much needed at the present state because you know very well it is very popular, this diaphragmatic breathing during COVID time. So diaphragm is responsible for 75% of our respiratory efforts. So when you do this breathing, it promotes vital capacity by longer, slower and deeper breaths, helps pain management, slowing heart rate, stabilizing blood pressure, strengthens immunity power, increases overall energy, releases endorphins, and also it is very popular throughout the world. They started doing this diaphragmatic breathing, and it gets a very good name. And we, the yogic practitioner and yogic field in our field, this is this plays a very important role, and we are related by this diaphragmatic breathing. Next. So yogic practices help to contract the gallbladder effectively for proper wake and sleep cycle. It contracts gallbladder to release bile for digestion and for fat metabolism. Next. Yoga controls gallbladder. Yogic practices promote the activities of cerebellum via basal ganglia for better movements, mood, emotions, and behavior. So this basal ganglia is an important part in the brain, particularly in cerebellum, controls the entire life pattern of our humanity. That is, in human, yogic practices plays a very vital. Next. So yogic practices promote neuroplasticity, that is the capacity of neurons in form new connections, revising and recognizing process. Healthy and surviving brain cells start compensating damaged cells. Meditation helps a lot. Natural neuroplasticity will occur when we do yogic practices. You know very well, every 10 minutes, our brain changes in its structure. Then it comes to normal. If there is any problem, if you do yogic practices, natural neuroplasticity will occur. Next. And also it transforms the energy through bioenergetic concepts. Yoga does promoting silencing to avoid damage of cells and genes, thus leads to youthfulness and longevity. Next. So yogic practices stimulate lateral temporal lobe, which is very much meant for memory. Next. So in order to promote your memory, you ought to go for yogic practices. Left inferior parietal lobe, the neurobiological form is promoted by yogic practices for spiritual experiences. Next. And telomeres. See, you know very well that telomere connects chromosomes as well as the genes. If the length of the telomere is good, if it is lengthened, then you no need to worry about any kind of diseases. If the telomeres are short, then there will be a problem in your body, physically or mentally and so on. So yogic practices, if you do, it will keep lengthened concepts of telomeres so that you can live a happy state of life. Next. So when you do yogic practices, even if you have any problem in related to heart, it natural angiogenesis will take place when you do yogic practices. Next. So as far as my experience is concerned, there are so many practices. I advocate, if you want to do in a 1 hour program in yoga. So you ought to go for loosening the joints before the prayer, then Surya Namaskar, Trikonasana, Vrikshasana, Viparita Karani, Matsyasana, Ushtrasana, Dhanurasana, Ardhamachendrasana, Pachimottanasana, Bhastrika Pranayam, Nadishodhana Pranayam, Saman Mudra, and meditation. If you do all these practices, then no need to worry about anything. And you, what we call, you will get Kaivalya. That is what we know as you can be free from all problems, and also you can get liberation. Next, go to the last. Next. So these are all the benefits of Surya Namaskar, Trikonasana, and also Vrikshasana. Next, Viparita Karani. These are all my suggestions. And there are so many benefits of Matsyasana and also Ushasana. It is nothing but all systems in the human body will get benefited when you go for Ushasana, then Dhanurasana. Next, it is one of the backbend asanas. Ardhamachendrasana, the twisting pose. It is also very much needed for activating your Kundalini Shakti. Next, Pachimottanasana. So what here I advocate, these practices activates mostly your Kundalini Shakti. That is, you can be divine forever. Next. So Bhastrika Pranayam, according to Hadayoga Pratipika, it is good for Vata, Pitta, Kapha diseases and activates Kundalini Shakti. Next. Nadi Shodhana Pranayam. When you do it in Siddhasana, it is good for moksha. It gives direct energy from Muladhara to Sahasrara Chakra. Next. Saman Mudra improves the flow of prana to the stomach and intestine, overcomes all digestive problems, balances 5 elements. How much we are giving importance to brain, that much we have to give importance to our gut area. Next. And no need to tell about meditation. Meditation does by soul. It is the purification of mind by its electrical activity. It activates space elements, leads to thoughtless stage. Blood flow is increased. Genes are perfected. It saturates biological clock, balances the hormone segregation, and your cellular health will be at peak level, and you will be in gamma and delta state of waves in your mind. Next. So at the outset, you have to keep it in your mind that overtraining should not be there. It is a problem for young children, and very particularly those who are participating in competitions. They are not bothering about their age, their experience. They used to do often the advanced asanas. So in later stage, they are getting so many problems. So you have to keep this also in your mind when you do yogic practice. It can increase stress hormone if you do overtraining. It works more the sympathetic nervous system. And also by breaking muscle protein, kidney failure is possible by overtraining because of overtraining. Lactic acid can be formed and muscle spasm may occur. Parasympathetic nervous system stops. Mind gets strained and exhausted. Toxins get gathered. Cardio and nervous system are irritated. Hormone depletion takes place. Muscles get damaged. Inflammation occurs. It increases nitrous oxide that may be helpful to your life. So avoid overtraining. So consult your yoga experts when you do yogic practices. Next. So if you want to be in a state of blissful state, that is divine state, not only yogic practices are essential, you have to observe the diet pattern also. Sattvic diet will be the best, you know very well. Why we have to take, why we have to give that much importance to diet? It activates genes and perfects biological clock. Suppose if you take that you ought to take sattvic diet. If you take sattvic diet, it activates genes and the biological clock gets perfected. 75% diet fails, you please understand. 83% of the problems are because of poor diet. We have to eat 20 minutes for brain signaling. First 5 years of eating decides our life. So we ought to be careful in giving the dietary pattern to the children. The body is more receptive in the morning, so breakfast is very essential for us. We have to give importance to the local products. Locally grown food items are advisable. Those who are taking one leaf vegetables per day, they live 11 years longer with quality-oriented life. Next. So you should not forget taking proper diet. There are so many benefits of sattvic diet. Sattvic diet has more histidine, polyphenols, flavonoids, the health-giving chemicals, which have more antioxidants to avoid discomfort. It has more phytonutrients and the vitamins to flush out free radicals. Free radicals, nothing but waste products. And the dangerous chemicals there. Has low glycemic index, which means it releases energy into bloodstream perfectly with optimal level. It raises basal metabolic rate optimum. Nitrogenesis takes place to produce new cells. So when you take sattvic diet, it is a mood enhancer, producing the natural hormone secretions such as dopamine, serotonin, and melatonin. It perfects your genes. It activates perfectly when you take sattvic diet. These are all the benefits that we could come across when we go for sattvic diet. So, three important things that you have to keep it in your mind. Each and every day you have to go for yogic practices, give importance to sattvic diet, and concentrate on taking proper sleep. If you have all these three things intact, definitely you will be in samadhi state, that is blissful state. Next. So finally, what I want to tell you, the great science of yoga is unequaled gift to mankind. It is a science of harmonizing the whole person. It is a preparation for the total integration of human personality. It is the supreme science of holistic spirited accomplishments. It is a powerful antidote not only to the stresses of individual liberation, but also to the transformation of the entire human race. Yoga is thus a culture of tomorrow too. So if you must be mad, be it not for the materialist things of the world, be mad with the love of yoga. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, sir, for presenting such an engaging lecture. Your love with yoga was quite evident from the lecture itself. You covered almost all the aspects of a person's well-being, whether it's through physicality, through diet, through the emotional well-being of an individual, whether it's the spiritual well-being of an individual. You covered almost each and every aspect of it, along with the scientific evidences of it, scientific aspects of it. Okay, so thank you so much, sir, for incorporating and integrating these many aspects in such a comprehensive manner. So there are a few questions which we have received from our viewers. So could I ask that? So one of the viewers have asked to elaborate on the idea of bioenergetics and yoga.
Bioenergetic means that producing energy, we ought to go for oxygen as well as nutrition in this aspect. When you go for yogic practices, the natural bioenergetic, without any side effects and the cause effect will be intact for you. So that easily you can get when you do yogic practices along with the observation of sattvic.
Okay. Then another student, uh, one of the students have asked, how does the release and modulation of dopamine and serotonin in the hippocampus contribute to the emotional memory system? Because it's rare to link it to yoga and then memory system and then dopamine and serotonin. So it is new to our students, so they want to know more on this.
So when you do yogic practices, you will get proper prana, what we call prana. When we get prana, that energy will activate and also your blood flow will be in perfect condition in your brain. So in turn, it activates your hormone segregation. It is for your kind information, there are 50 hormones are segregated in the brain. And very particularly the catecholamine. Catecholamine is a hormone. When you do yogic practices, it will segregate. If you overdo the training, then it will affect your health. You could have come across recently some actors in Kannada. He died because of over segregation of catecholamine. And also, you could have witnessed some TV programs, newses. Some they are playing cricket or they are playing badminton. Suddenly they become collapsed. Even in dances, when they dance, they become collapsed. It is because of the over segregation of catecholamine. So if you do yogic practices perfectly, the catecholamine will assist in the proper balanced segregation of dopamine and other mood elevating hormones. So wow, that's what I told. If the hormones are segregated properly, it will activate your what we call neurotransmission. It is like pranayama in Ashtanga yoga, that hormones. If the hormones are segregated in a balanced state, your genes will get perfected. Your soul will become purified. And at the same time, it will control your blood flow. At the same time, your cellular health will be good. So at the outset, these dopamine, serotonin, melatonin, you might have known very well. Serotonin is the hormone mostly should be segregated in the morning and melatonin in the night. So if you do regular practices, then all these things will get controlled and your life will be good and you can lead a happy life.
Okay. There's another question, sir. Thank you for answering this question. There's another question which we have received from another viewer that is on stress. The person asked, how does chronic stress or prolonged exposure to stress affect the structure and function of the hippocampus?
No, already that you might have known very well. Stress is number one problem for 80% of the diseases.
Yes, sir.
86% of the population in the world are stressed. 89% in India. That I have already told you.
Yes.
If you might have known about the hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is the hormone that starts segregation in the early morning around 4 o'clock. It will be at peak at 8 o'clock. After that, it will become slow in its segregation. If the cortisol is in control, then we won't have stress. If it is segregated more, then we will be affected by stress. So in order to overcome stress, there are so many research findings. And also, you know very well that a great cardiologist in America, he found that yoga practices, particularly meditation, that the cardiologist's name is Arnish, Dr. Arnish. He found that meditation is the number one remedy to overcome stress. So when you do yogic practices along with proper diet, definitely you can overcome stress and you can get relieved from 80% of the diseases. That means your sufferings and difficulties. So please continue yogic practices.
Bilkul, sir. There is one more question, which would be the last one. It is regarding Surya Namaskar. So the person wants to know, are there any precautions or considerations that one should be aware of before incorporating Surya Namaskar into daily routine?
Yeah, definitely. Before 8 years, that is up to 8 years, you should avoid doing Surya Namaskar. After 8 years, you can start doing Surya Namaskar. You know very well it is like the benefit of what you are running and swimming. That kind of benefits you can gain from Surya Namaskar. Because this is the all-rounder. It is the king of yogic practices. So many problems you can come out of your life by doing Surya Namaskar. And you know very well, so many precautionary measures are there. What age, what gender you are, what kind of experience. All of a sudden, you can't do 108 rounds like that and all. But Surya Namaskar is the secret that you have to understand, and it will be very beneficial. Suppose if you are a teacher, if you are a trainer, if you are a coach, your secret weapon should be you give Surya Namaskar after giving what we call uh, that is rotations and stretching, Pavanamuttasana series. After Pavanamuttasana series, if you give Surya Namaskar and you ask them to do asanas, pranayamas and meditation, definitely they will get satisfied. Without Surya Namaskar, and it is for healthy persons. There are some precautionary measures, what you told, certain problems for health problem, I mean heart problems and other things, you have to avoid. But for lifestyle diseases, particularly diabetics and other obesity like that and all, Surya Namaskar will be the right proportion of promoting your health.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for presenting such an engaging lecture. You have inspired many of our students through this lecture by presenting so many aspects and covering so many aspects which are affected by yoga. Especially when you started the presentation, you also highlighted what our opportunities are there for our students. So thank you so much, sir, for taking time out from your busy schedule for us and presenting such a comprehensive presentation in such a short period.
One thing at the last I want to tell you, we the yogic people, we have to understand that we are born for the society's benefits, for the world's betterment. Mother's milk is not for mother, but for the child. The fruits are not for the trees, but for the human beings. The fragrance of the plants are not for the plants, but for the society. So please understand, our life is not for us, but for the society. Let us embrace yogic practices and sattvic diet, and we can do wonders as like your director, Dr. Ishwar Basavaraddi. He is the man behind all the improvement of yoga in the past 10 years. So with his footsteps, we can follow what he has done. And definitely, he is the living example of the promotion of yoga in the world. Let us promote the world with these concepts. Thank you very much. Once again.
Thank you so much, and with these inspiring words, with these powerful words, I thank you. We can conclude the session. I don't think there's any other words which would be more which would suffice what you had said. So we would now conclude this session with your inspiring words and the power of your words. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for taking time for us, for sparing some time for our students from your busy schedule and presenting such an engaging lecture and inspiring us all. I also thank Muhammad Tayyib Alam sir for his presence, and my special thanks to Dr. Ishwar Basavaraddi sir, Director, Moraji Desai National Institute of Yoga, for initiating such an innovative program through Friday webinar series that we could have experts from across the country for our students. So now we will conclude the session with Shanti part. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you.